What was it your little one said that left you speechless? Alvin Decker. When my son was 6 years old, I came home from work one day and he came running to me and said, "Daddy, I built a fort." "Wow, let's go look," I answered. I was expecting a pile of boards leaned together. I could not believe my eyes. While helping me do carpentry like building the shed, he had been paying very close attention. And he had actually framed and sheathed a square fort with rafters. I am not shitting you here. The kid was a prodigy. Not at all perfect, but better than a job helper could have done. His mom said it took him all day. He built it with a handheld crosscut saw. That's a lot of sawing. All the nails were lined up and hammered in perfect. Simply amazed at what he did at 6 years old. 2 weeks before he died at the age of 26, I showed him the pictures of his cleverly built fort again, and we reminisced. How I miss my son. Erica and 34,206 more upvoted this. Gerald Brunkhorst. Back in 2002, my 2.5-year-old daughter and I went grocery shopping one nice summer evening. We live in an area of Montana where few black people lived at the time. As we turned into another grocery lane, we saw a black man, halfway down, selecting a purchase. Now when I say black, I mean really black, not brown at all. Not really noticing his color until my daughter spoke up, I continued shopping, gradually getting closer to him. Suddenly my daughter said, "Daddy, why is that man so dirty?" Being absolutely speechless at the moment, I felt an awkward pause beginning. This gracious young man turned to us, smiling in amusement, and said, "Hi honey, I'm not dirty at all, I have beautiful ebony skin." He bent down and took the time to show my precious, naive daughter his skin. He took the time to let her feel his skin, look him over closely, feel his thick curly hair, and ask a number of innocent questions. I sheepishly thanked him for his great explanations before we parted way. After 5 or so minutes of deep thought, my daughter spoke up, telling me she really liked that man and his nice skin. Her entire life she has been extremely open-minded about the diversity of people from all parts of the world. I still quietly thank that confident young man for helping my daughter feel comfortable with his entire self. Gabriella and 9,797 more upvoted this. Carrie Sambrook. Recently my father-in-law passed away after a long struggle with cancer. My wife is executor for the estate and was arranging for the sale of his house to finalize probate. My 9-year-old son noticed all the activity and asked some questions about the sale of the house. After thinking about it, he said, "Do I get any money from the house? I think I should get some." We told him that his mother and her brother are the sole inheritors, and so they will receive the money, not him. However, the amount you will receive will probably pay off our mortgage, yay. And so one day, when we too pass from this life, he and his elder sister will inherit our house and assets, all being well. He thought about this for a while and then said, "Don't worry, I won't murder you." I have yet to receive such an assurance from his sister. Erica and 4,129 more upvoted this. Kara. My second-born is a charmer, always has been. People gravitate toward him and always have. When he was 8, though, for no apparent reason, a classmate pushed him down on the playground and stomped on his leg. An aide on playground duty saw the whole thing. I got a call from the nurse, who thought his leg was broken. The mother of the stomper got a call to come pick him up and was told that he was suspended for 3 days. The nurse's fear was unfounded, fortunately, but my son returned to school the next day on crutches for soft tissue injuries. At the end of that first day, his teacher called to tell me something she thought I should know. My son had asked her if he could say something to the class. She agreed and listened as tears welled up in her eyes. He told the class that he believed only very unhappy people are cruel to others and asked them to be extra nice to the stomper when he returned to school. Let's give him a do-over and help him become a happier kid, he urged the class. At the end of the year, the teacher, herself the mother of 4 adult sons, told me that the certain development of a bully had been nipped in the bud by the persuasive speech and example of one little boy. August 10th. Erica and 5,986 more upvoted this. John Stacy. It was 1982 and we were in a Walmart line waiting to pay for the last available Cabbage Patch doll for our 2-year-old daughter as a Christmas present. A rather large African American man, fit enough to be a sturdy football player or wrestler, stood behind us. We said hello to him and started to chat about the long holiday shopping lines. Then our 2-year-old, who watched a tremendous amount of educational TV and we read picture books to, suddenly blurted out that man behind you looks just like the gorilla we saw at the zoo. We were shocked, embarrassed, and instantly apologized to the nice man who we had befriended. He laughed heartily and said, "No problem, my wife frequently tells me the same thing when we argue." I thanked him for considering the source of the insult and invited him to join us at the cafe next door for coffee and a donut. Our families have been friends now for over 35 years, and his young daughter said that I look like a snowman. Go figure, we all laughed about what comes out of the mouths of babes. Cody and 7,214 more upvoted this. Karen Zayeb Kaminsky. When my daughter was in 1st grade, a little boy pushed her down during recess. This resulted in a couple of bloodied knees which messed up her outfit she was wearing. When she came home, my parents were visiting and she told us how Scott pushed me on the playground and he made me get blood on my pretty clothes. I hate Scott. Of course, my husband asked her what she will do if Scott ever tries to push her again. Her reply was, "I'm going to kick him right in his balls." Our jaws dropped to the ground and my parents burst out laughing. Cody and 3,465 more upvoted this.